It's day 30, and I'm officially in Eddyville, so come along for the ride. We woke up around 7:45, and I slept through the entire night. Good job, Brett. I usually don't. Usually wake up and think, wow, this is neat. Okay, so look, this is the bacon my dad cheated me out of the other day. Look, he learned his lesson. 6 pieces of bacon. That means three each. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Had them as an appetizer, basically, because we had to wait for those hash browns to rehydrate. So we made some sausage, and then look it. That's the whole thing. I feel like you're only supposed to have a little bit, but we didn't. I ended up burning my finger. You see that? Ow. Kiss the screen to make it feel better. I also burned my thumb. Ow. Kiss it to make it feel better. And I impaled my finger. Don't kiss it, because, bloodborne pathogens. Okay. And then add fucking insult to injury. They shut off the bathrooms, and I really had to go to the bathroom. It was so rude. So we ended up packing up and leaving. We were going to stay there for 5 more weeks, but we didn't. That's a lie. But yeah, look how hard it is to kind of bring that down. I mean, so happy that my father can do that on his own at his age. That's a lovely thing. What's next? Oh, I don't know why that's there. Oh, we're in Iowa. Oh, shit. Okay, now we're in Marshalltown. My dad had a surprise for me here. I didn't know what it was. We ended up parking in front of this thing, and I thought this was a surprise. And I was like, wow, that's so great. I can't believe it. And then we started driving again, so I was like, okay, maybe that wasn't the surprise. But look at these houses. They're all nice and old and such, but they also look like really kept well. We ended up going to Taylor's Made Right, which is kind of like, it's just loose meat sandwiches. They had a sign that said chili is back, so yeah, I'm getting the chili. Take a look at that behemoth, whatever. Look a big bite out of it. I was shaking because I needed some more. Then we got back on the road and I saw these signs for the world's largest truck stop, and I was like, "You got to be shitting me! I want to go there." And my dad he looked at me. He was like, "Guess what? That's another surprise for today." And I was like, "Hell, fucking yeah, brother!" Everyone was flocking there, especially these birds. Look at these fuckers. Look at them go. Look, you gotta be surprised right now. Your eyes had to have widened at that. That was crazy. Here's the inside. Here's the innards. They had two different kinds of trucks in there, and they had look. That's lights. No, that's a lights. There's so many lights. It just impressed me. It moved me. No, it moved me literally. Look, I got onto this moving platform. Guess what's on it? I bet you'll never guess. It's a whole other semi, and it's not there to sell anything. The only sign on it says don't climb on it. They put that in there just to be on this turntable and look cool. Speaking of cool, this place had a lot of stuff, like a TV theater, a movie theater, where you can request any movie you want for free. They also have these really comfortable recliners that my dad was very comforted by and was not confused. Can't can't even begin to I wonder why everyone's flocking there. Haha. Now, even the fucking cows are going there and they're taking the goddamn highway. Get out of here, dude. That's crazy. They weren't listening. My dad was giving them a stern talking to. He was telling them to get out the road and such. They weren't listening. Um, yeah, then we saw them putting up one of these things. It must not be windy over there and they need more. Oh my god, I saw Cedar Rapids on a map and I thought about Hillary Clinton. Oh my god, there's a Costco. Hell yeah, brother. Another Costco. Didn't have its own doctor, though. Then we started making our way to Wildcat Den State Park in Iowa. And Iowa is just kind of just a lot of this. Look at, but the sky gets so pretty, but still, it's all that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I guess it's corn. And then it's like something else. I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry. Hee hee. So we got to the campsite, dark as hell, which, like, I guess there was a time change? I don't know, dude. But we never set up in the dark, and it was crazy. I ended up sleeping in my hammock with the tarp over it. Look at that, comfy, comfy. That's a mattress. I put stuff on top of that. But then my dad had pizza from like 2 or 3 days ago. It's been sitting in the truck. He just warmed it up over the fire, and I had two wieners. It started to kind of rain, and so I mean it was just a really open campground. There was no cover, so we ended up going into my dad's truck. Now we had taken some edibles, and they started to hit, and so we got kind of hungry. Um, but I talked for like 2 hours, and he just sat there. But it was great. Join us in day 31.